Greetings, Poe fans. We are at the Rotten Revival 2022, a festival promoted by the Nashville Curiosities Collective that is all things goth, horror, and macabre. And we are promoting our podcast, or Poecast, the 6 Degrees of Edgar Allan Poe. This is Carmen Bolden.
And Jeannie Smith.
And we are the Poetastic 2, here again at Rotten Revival. We will be periodically speaking to different visitors here at the festival and talking to them about what their favorite Edgar Allan Poe story is. All right, we are back, and we are going to ask several people about what their favorite Edgar Allan Poe is. And so, tell me your name.
My name is Katrina.
And what is your favorite Poe story?
The Mask of the Red Death.
And why is that?
Because it's the creepiest one I could find.
I totally agree. And we have some really cool kind of art that is Mask of the Red Death. It's one of my favorites. And a couple years ago at the Poe Fest in Baltimore, I did my outfit as the Mask of the Red Death. Yes. We have another visitor to our booth. And what is your name?
Danette.
Hi. What is your favorite Poe story?
The Raven.
And why is that?
It's creepy. I don't know, I just always loved it.
Yes, I agree. The Raven is one of my favorites. It probably is what hooked me into really liking Poe. And we have another visitor and patron to our booth. And what is your name?
My name is Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. And what is your favorite Poe story?
I'd have to say The Telltale Heart.
That's been a very popular one. Why?
The Raven, but
Why is Telltale your favorite?
I just think it kind of has, when I was younger, like growing up and in school, when we read it, it kind of started my journey into learning more about like Poe and just his whole background, and I became fascinated with him. So,
absolutely, the Raven's probably what got me hooked. I know Annabelle Lee was Jeannie's favorite, getting her hooked in, and I know Telltale Heart in like Wilson County, it's taught around 8th grade, and so I think it does around those early teen years.
Probably,
yes,
that's probably right. Yeah, I think it's probably middle school. They had us in English reading.
So thank you. This is Carmen Bolton, and I am back at Rotten Revival, and we have another patron to our booth. And what is your name?
Jessica Cantaloupe.
Hey, Jessica. What is your favorite Poe story?
The Telltale Heart.
Awesome. That has been one of the most popular ones today. And why do you like it the best?
It's very memorable to me as, the emotional influence of your actions.
I totally agree. It's one of my favorites, too. So thank you so much for sharing. And we have another visitor to our booth at the Rotten Revival. And what is your name?
Dallas.
Dallas, what is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story or poem?
I don't know. I don't have a favorite.
What ones have you read?
I don't remember the titles.
Have you read The Raven?
Yes. The Raven is one of my favorites. I haven't read it in a long time, but I need to reread it, but it's probably one of my favorites.
Yes, it's one of my favorites, too. It's what got me hooked into Edgar Allan Poe. Is there any other ones that you can think of?
I have a favorite, The Telltale Heart.
Okay.
I read that one when I was probably still in grade school.
Okay, and that has been our most popular today, which it doesn't surprise me. Most people read it 7th or 8th grade, and so it kind of transcends time. So, well, thank you very much. We've had lots of people come to our booth and talk about Poe and how much they love him. And one of our guests to our booth that just came by showed us her tattoo of a skull with a raven on it and how everybody connects that back to our favorite Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Rotten Revival is an awesome festival, and we have another guest to our booth. And what is your name?
Dara.
Dora, what is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story?
I think the Black Cat.
The Black Cat is my favorite, and it's one of my favorites, I should say. And the Raven's actually probably my favorite. And I also have a black cat named Poe. So you were telling me about something that you influenced you and in school. So if you'll kind of let us know what that's about.
Yeah, so a local high school in Tennessee does an Edgar Allan Poe writing contest, and I won it twice in high school, and ever since I've really loved Poe and reading his stories.
That is awesome. So what were the two essays that what were they specifically about?
Right, so they were two short stories, so you just had to write like you were Poe. So I read The Black Cat and another one of his stories and wrote like I was Poe, and I managed to get it twice.
That is awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much for visiting, and we appreciate it. And we have another guest. And what is your name?
Tamala.
Tamala, what is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story?
A Telltale Heart.
Why is that your favorite?
I just loved it since I was a kid. It was the first Edgar Allan Poe story I ever read, and it just stuck with me.
Absolutely, and that has been our most popular one today. It's one of my favorites, and The Raven is my all-time favorite, but so thank you so much. That's a wrap for Rotten Revival. We had an awesome experience and a very macabre experience in a very good way with our booth here promoting Edgar Allan Poe and the 6 degrees that connect all of his works and his life to so many different things. It was a pleasure having all of our guests tell us about their favorite either poem or tale, and definitely you can see that The Telltale Heart was the most popular, and it does transcend time, I think one of the guests said. And middle school teachers out there, you are promoting Poe definitely in 7th and 8th grade for the longevity of keeping him and his stories alive, which is a wonderful thing. Up next, we will be at the International Edgar Allan Poe Festival in Baltimore, October 8th and 9th. And the Merry Mayhem, the sister festival to Rotten Revival, put on by the Nashville Curiosities, just announced that will be happening in November, and we are going to hopefully be at that festival as well. And so please keep Poe alive, keep reading, and keep talking about Poe, keep watching. There are several renditions of his stories in movies and such. And for Rotten Revival, we are Poe out.